There is no plan for this video. I've been working on a song. Uh, okay, so as I said, there's no plan. I have to make this video to, in order to get this state of being on the record, so to speak. So I'm going to give a little preface here. I know where I am, and I know I'm going to come back to what I'm doing here. So I will get back to what I've planned, but I want to give some preface here. It's only been, well, it's been less than a year since I started trying to do finger picking things. Recently, I finished half of The Entertainer. I'll give you a few notes of that so you understand what I'm talking about. Strumming is what I used to do. A lot of strumming and a little bit of picking, free form with it, different styles of pick and strum and a few flourish notes, and that's about it. Then I started taking up some of these picking challenges, finger picking challenges. I started out, I don't even remember what I started out with, but I have progressed now to where I'm working on a song on the ukulele that I'm going to work on the recorder next. In addition to, I'm going to learn to do the song both, the same song both on the ukulele and on the recorder. It would actually be easier, I think, on the recorder. I don't know for sure, mainly because on the recorder most of the notes or fingerings are lined up. As you move your fingers up, the notes go in that direction. On the ukulele, you're switching strings, so they go up and down and up when you're going up, down and up and up and down. So it's different. It's more complex to do it with four strings than it is to do it with one flute or one recorder. So think of the recorder as one string. You can play notes all the way up on the recorder, one string. You can do that. And I could learn to play this song that I'm working on one string, but I would be moving my hand up and down this thing all the time instead of trying to keep it in one place and play all of the notes in a localized zone, which is the convenience of having four strings. So, that having been said, I'm working on this song, and I wanted to give the preface that I've only started finger picking less than a year ago, and I can do some, because I practice a lot. I sit around here sometimes all day and do nothing but ukulele practicing. Sometimes, not every day, but sometimes, or all night. Like right now, it's 4:30 in the morning. This is when I wanted to do it. Um, so now I'm going to play this song. Well, first, I'm going to show you something that's kind of near. I did the half of The Entertainer. I've got a recording of it, but I'll show you that I can play it now. I may make a mistake. I'll start over if I do, but normally I can play that now, just playing it because it's practice, repetitive practice. This isn't the one I started with. I started with littler pieces of littler songs and, little just things, learning to do, oh, I can do da da da. That's pretty cool. I did, some Christmas carols. I did Silent Night and Way in a Manger, and I did these things just to and I would spend hours practicing. Now, I'm starting with knowledge of the ukulele. Okay, I've been playing the ukulele chord strumming, which is basic. The first thing you learn to do is play a chord. And some of them, a lot of them are easy on the ukulele. Most of it is very easy on the ukulele. So I started with that, but I still didn't. I knew how to play a C chord, and then I knew in my mind I could break it all down. Well, that's C, F-A-C, you know, whatever, for, excuse me, uh, C-E-G-C. I got that, okay? I can do that in my mind, but I don't think about that when I'm playing. I just know how to finger the chord and strum it. G, F. I know how to finger the chords and strum them. That's practice over many, many years of that. So I start with that basic knowledge, and now I started doing finger picking, and now I'll show you that after a long while of practicing, I can play half of the Entertainer kind of adequately. I won't play all of it. I'm just going to show you that I can just grab it and do it when I want to now. Here we go. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole song, just proof that I can do it. I sit down and do it now. I've practiced it enough to do it. Now I'm working on a new song, and every time I try to play it, I start off with mistakes. I can't, like there, I just, with the Entertainer, there was no error notes at the beginning. I just did it. I just did it from the first note onward. Now, when I do this song that I'm working on, sometimes you don't get the first note right, or the second note, or the first. Get the first and the second one, and the third one's messed up. Sometimes I have to start over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times before I even get the first few notes right. I can play the whole thing slowly while looking at the music, which I don't have in front of me right now. I'm now playing it. I have it memorized. I still can't play it with confidence from the first note. I'm not there yet. So I want to have a recording of that now, so that there is a documentation of this moment when I'm learning, when I'm in that place where, I've learned this, I know it, I haven't polished it yet. It's and so you're going to probably see me when I do this next one. Eventually you'll recognize the song. The whole point of making this long video, was to break out of where I was and go back into it kind of cold, with all of that preface that I just told you. So now I'm trying to play this song that I know, and it's in my memory, but it's not my muscle memory for it isn't polished. With the Entertainer, it's kind of all muscle memory. I remember where all the notes are, and I do them in order and da-da-da. Now, I know it's all in there, but it's kind of like, okay, step by step by step, I can do it real slow, which I'll start with. I'll go ahead and do that so that you know the song, and you know that I can do it from memory real slow. You memorize it over time. You start with the first 2, 3 notes, 4 notes. This one is the first 4 notes give the song away, sort of. The next 4 notes definitely give it away, and after that, you know the song, but it's the muscle memory for doing those notes quickly in the rhythm of the song hasn't come yet. So the first time I do it, it'll be slow, and you go, oh yeah, I know what he's doing. And then I'll start over so you can see that it's really messed up when I try to play it, to play it. So here is slow. I can't even do it right. Slow. Here we go again. Try it again. Okay, now I'm going to start over and I'm trying to play that same thing. Now I know more of it, memory. I know the other verse thing. but now I'm going to try to do the same thing quickly in more close to the actual time signature of the song. So here we go. You're going to see me mess up. I'll probably not even get past the first four notes. See, there you go. I can't, my muscle memory doesn't play the notes accurately. When I learn to play this on the, which I haven't started. I don't play the recorder, but I know that from music that I can eventually, given time, learn each note of the song, play them in the order and in the rhythm of the song. I can eventually do it. So I'm giving this video to show you that I haven't even finished making it performance worthy, I guess, performance ready. I haven't even finished that on the ukulele, but I'm already thinking about, this is one that's all single notes. There is no, it doesn't require any chords. It's, everyone kind of knows the melody. You only need the melody. So this is one that I'm working on both. It's really it's a pain in the butt on this, but as I've been thinking about this would be relatively, comparatively easier on the recorder because it's one string with both hands playing one string for a melody. It's so much easier to do a melody, I think, on an instrument that only plays one note at a time rather than a stringed instrument like this. So I'm going to work this up on the recorder, which I don't play, but I have one over here. I have one. And I will eventually learn this song. Now I'm going to play it slowly and try to get through the whole, or kind of mid-speed, try to get through as much of it as I can to show you that I know all of it, okay? I'm not going to do the full-length version. I'll do a short and condensed version that has all of the parts in it, so you know, okay, yeah, he knows all of it. So that's what I've been working on, is memorizing it, so that I'm not having to look at the music. Once it's in my memory, then I polish it to performance ready, or whatever the label you want to put on being able to do it, performing. This is practice. I practice all the time. I'm a practicing ukulele player. I practice all the time. At some point, I get something practiced well enough to where I'm not ashamed to show it. Right now, I wouldn't want to show this to anyone, but I want, as far as a performance, but I do want to show it as a stage in the process. You know, it's at some point I started out and I was messing up. I couldn't even get the first four notes. I couldn't do these. I could not do this. I could not. It was messing up every note. I couldn't even get, sometimes my thumb, and I get the wrong first note. So seriously, this is not something I'm good at, but practice. I started with four notes. I started with that. And I learned to do that. And then I learned to do the next four notes. And then I learned, and that's all there is to that first section. It's that. There's only those two sets of four notes. Once I figured out that it's a repeating pattern, then I learned, okay, well, I can do this part. Magical. I got a piece of the song. Then I had to learn the next piece of the song, which got trickier and trickier. And so here's what it sounds like now that I have gone through this process. Oh, it's going to be not up to full tempo because I haven't got there yet. But here it is. This is the whole short version. That's all. That's the whole thing. That's all I had to learn in order to learn this song. Now, in order to play the full song, that's two parts. There's the da 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 da. There's that section, and then there's the verse section where it has the singing, the words. They're creepy and they're kooky, da 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 da. So there's the two pieces. There's the snapping part, and then there's the singing part. You do the first part twice. The verse part twice because one time through is only half of the verse. So you have to do it twice, and then you go back to the snapping part twice, and then you do the verse part twice, and then that's the end of the song. So I know all of it now by learning the little bits, and I've learned enough of the little bits now to be able to expand it out into the full song. I played all of it just now. Okay, now it's a matter of expanding it all out into the full song, which I'm not going to do in this video because this video is running on probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes now, and that's not what this was about. Okay, this is not about the completed version. This is about showing a process of learning that has mistakes in it. It has mistakes in it. As I said, when I first started this, I could not get through the first four notes. This first bit right here, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. It was too hard. 4 notes. Now I can do it. It's taken me, well, live in my cave here, and I spend a lot of time doing this. Sometimes when I sit down to do it, I'll spend hours on the ukulele, and sometimes an hour of that is working on 4 notes. Spend an hour working on 4 notes. Well, once you spend an hour on those 4 notes, and then you spend an hour on the next 4 notes, and then an hour on the next 4 or 5 notes, and then eventually, as you continue to build over a course of a few days, you can learn a song. And this is how I am learning this one, and this is it. It's, of course, the song. It's the Addams Family theme song. I haven't yet worked in the finger snapping, okay? Because now, like I say, this is in process. This is an unfinished, unpolished, very rough stage of working through learning a song, how to play a song, so I can play it, so I can sit down and, oh, you want to hear the entertainer? Okay, da 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 da, and then I can do that, and eventually I say, oh, you want to hear the Addams Family? Okay, I can play that. Well, I can't play it until I get the finger snapping worked into it, which means I have to take my hands off of where I'm familiar with them being and snap my fingers. So this is what this is slow version. It's got to be sped up, okay? But here's how that's going to go, okay? See, I can't do it. It's really hard. That's got to be worked into it. So I'm going to be working that into it too. It's very, very hard. I didn't want anybody to think I made this video so that if and or when I ever get to a point where I can play this and impress somebody by just sitting down and playing it with the finger snapping in it, there will be documentation at this point where I couldn't do that. It was just not possible. I can't. I'm unable to do that right now. With practice and with a lot of commitment to muscle memory, the whole process of doing it repeatedly, it's muscle memory. You learn to work your hands the way that by practicing. And two different kinds of memory here. I have already memorized all of the notes. I can do that. I know where all the notes are, and when I make a mistake, I know that's not the right one, it's that one. You know what I mean? And I know that because I have already memorized it. It's just that my fingers haven't memorized doing that. That's muscle memory. That's a different kind of memory. Okay? So working on the muscle memory for this whole song is now going to include something that isn't normally part of what I do when I'm learning a song, learning to pick a song. So picking with the snapping is getting ready to make it more. So don't think this is the proof. This video is the proof that I didn't just sit down and pick up a ukulele and suddenly know how to do this frickin' song. It's so complex. This is one of the most complex ones I've ever attempted, and it ain't really that complex of a song. It's just a complex thing for a novice to do. And novice is, that's, that's a pretty big word for what I am. I'm a beginner at picking, really. I've only been doing it a few months. And this one's really hard. Okay, that's my video, and this is dedicated to my friend Kandy.